Kamusta? My name is Ronald. Isa po akong OFW dito sa Singapore. I create YouTube videos for travel requirements papuntang Philippines and Singapore. And also, any videos na makakatulong para sa ating mga fellow OFW. This video is about sa sweldo or salary na makukuha nyo if you are working here in Singapore as a foreigner. Before tayo magsimula guys, i-share ko lang muna sa inyo yung Smiles Remittance app dito sa Singapore. If you're an OFW, pwede ka mag-take advantage dito. Meron silang point system. First registration nyo, makaka-receive kayo ng 100 points. It is equivalent to $1. And then sa unang remittance nyo, makaka-receive naman kayo ng 500 points. You can refer a friend, tapos pag nagpadala din siya, first remit niya, makakatanggap din kayo ng 500. So it will be a total of $11 guys. So magagamit nyo yun paying that transaction fee or pag magre-remit ka. Madali lang siyang i-download sa iOS and Android. Hanapin nyo lang yung Smiles Mobile Remittance. Piliin nyo yung country, tapos yung language, pwedeng English or Tagalog. Tapos gagawa na tayo ng digital wallet. Pwede kayo mag-register via Facebook or depende sa phone nyo, sa akin Apple or iPhone. Check nyo yung email nyo, tapos ilagay nyo yung input code. Kung yung phone nyo merong fingerprint or face ID, pwede nyo i-turn on yon for extra security. After nyo makapag-create ng account, aantayin nyo lang yung approval. So napakabilis lang niya. Within 15 or 20 minutes na approve na yung account ko. So next naman, kailangan nyo magdagdag ng beneficiary. Dito nyo ilalagay yung information ng makakatanggap ng padala nyo or remit. Piliin nyo either cash pick-up or diretso na sa bank account. Marami din silang locations sa Pilipinas. Almost 20,000 locations yun guys for cash pick-up. So sa bank naman, they have 200 major bank outlets na supported. So pipiliin ko yung diretso na sa bank para mas madali. Ilagay nyo lang yung information ng beneficiary, name and address, and of course yung bank details. Ngayon kapag nakapag-decide na kayo kung magkano ang ipapadala, magdadagdag naman kayo kung saan manggagaling yung pera. So in this part, I recommend yung Pay Now. Tapos buksan nyo yung bank application nyo. Tapos click nyo yung Scan and Pay. So napakadali lang niya guys. After ng payment, balik lang kayo sa app ng Smiles Mobile. And then that's it. Aantayin nyo na lang sa mismong history section ng mobile app nyo. So nung sinend ko siya over the weekend yun guys I think within 1 hour, na-process na lahat. Nakatanggap ako ng maraming notification after ng transaction. I recommend that you should try it. And one more thing, meron silang 24/7 in-app customer service. Kung may problema kayo sa app or sa padala nyo, pwede kayo mag-ask ng tulong. So mapapasmile ka talaga sa mga features and uniqueness ng Smiles Mobile Remittance. There are 3 common work passes here in Singapore. First is yung Employment Pass or EP. Yun yung mga manager, executive, high-level job. Meron siyang minimum na 4,500 Singapore dollars. So that's equivalent mga 180,000 pesos. So depende rin sa palitan. Pero ngayon, 40 pesos na per $1. Depende sa age and experience nyo. Pwede siyang umabot ng 9,000 to 10,000 dollars. 380 to 400,000 pesos. Almost $500,000 na. Next naman is yung SPAS, mid-level skills na employee. Yung minimum na sweldo na pwede mong makuha is 3,000. Equivalent sa 120,000 pesos. And maximum, pwede siyang umabot ng 4,000 to 4,500. And then lastly is yung work permit sa manufacturing, shipyard, construction, domestic helper, maraming sector yung work permit. Nag-range siya from $450 to $800. Ano yun? 18,000 to 34,000 pesos. Next, isi-share ko naman sa inyo yung cost of living dito sa Singapore as an OFW. Budget talaga yung ginagastos ko rito. Minsan lang din ako mag-shopping kung kailangan talaga. So first, pag-usapan natin yung rental. There are 3 types of houses that you can stay here in Singapore. First is HDB flat. Under siya ng Home Development Board. So it's the most common housing here in Singapore. We are renting a master bedroom. We are paying 1,000 Singapore dollars. Yung common room naman na walang toilet, it can range from 800 to 900. So if whole unit or whole flat with kitchen, living room, kukunin nyo, nag-range siya ng 2,500 to 4,000 4,000 Singapore dollars. So, yun yung buong flat na yun. Tapos, maghanap na lang kayo ng ibang taong makakasama na naghahanap din ng bahay. And then, just split the payment kung magkano. Next is yung condo. Ang pinakaiba niya sa HDB is it's a privately owned. Hindi siya under ng government. Correct me if I'm wrong. Tapos marami siyang amenities. Siyang gym, meron siyang swimming pool, mga recreational area. Security staff sa gate. Tsaka mas social yung itsura ng lugar. If you're gonna rent a whole unit ng condo, around 3,000 to 6,000 Singapore dollars. A master bedroom or a room lang, it can range from 1,000 to 2,000. Plus minus. Condo is more expensive than HDB. And then again, it depends on the location. Same with HDB, if malapit sa MRT or malapit sa mall, yun, nagiging mahal siya. Lastly is the landed property or studio or apartment. So ito yung mga bahay na walang lift, walang elevator. The pricing is somewhat pareho sa condo. Usually wala siyang amenities. Kung magla-landed property kayo, I suggest mag-rent na lang kayo ng condo. Next is food budget. So, pag-usapan muna natin yung mga pagkain sa labas. Typical meal sa hawker center. Yung tawag dito, parang mga, yung tawag sa Pilipinas is yung parang mga karinderya or common eateries lang. Hindi siya yung nasa mall. It ranges from $3.50 to $7 per meal yun. Siguro sa isang araw kakain ka ng 2 or 3 times. Kung kain ka naman sa malls, tawag nila is food court, medyo mahal siya. Minimum siguro mga $5 and then pwede umabot ng 15. And then may mga restaurants din, so depende na rin sa lifestyle nyo yun. If you're a type of person naman na magluluto, so I'll give you an estimate kung magkano yung grocery. We call it NTUC. Yun yung pinaka-common na grocery dito. Siguro mga $20 to $30. It includes milk, egg, cheese, frozen food, bigas, mantika, ganun. It's not every week. Maybe twice a month yun yung grocery na gastos namin. Meron din namang wet market, mas mura, but you have to be early. Yung PUB or yung utility bills includes water, gas, electricity, and sometimes Wi-Fi and telephone. Last time yung PUB namin, nung shared kami sa isang flat with 6 people, umabot kami ng 150 to 200 monthly yun. Bukas yung aircon every night, TV, laptop, charger, mobile phone yan. Ayan, doon nag-range yung monthly bills. Depende yan kung malakas kayo mag-aircon or marami kayong appliances, syempre mas tataas pa doon. I really like the transportation here in Singapore. Ang efficient niya, mabilis, and merong timing kung kailan darating. Ang gastos ko for transport is $20 to $25 every month. Nagbabas lang ako tsaka MRT. Pero minsan, ini-skip ko na yung bus, naglalakad na lang ako. Mobile data or mobile plan. Meron yung phone plus SIM card. Yung gamit ko is, yung syempre matipid, yung SIM card lang. So, binabayaran ko is $20 to $25. It's 80 GB na, sobrang bilis niya. Meron ding mas mura pa sa $20, you can get $10. Kilala yung Singapore sa healthcare, so mataas yung quality dito. Mas prioritize nila yung mga locals and PR, meron silang mga subsidies and discount. If mag-work ka dito sa Singapore, usually meron ng kasamang insurance yung company na kuha sa'yo. Pumunta ka sa doktor dito, usually nagre-range yung bayad to $45 to $60. Depende sa gamot at saka sa gaano kahaba yung consultation mo. Kung pupunta ka naman sa specialist, it can range from $100 to $150 per consultation pa lang yun. Mahal ang alcohol and cigarette dito. One can or one bottle of beer, pwede mag-range ng $4 to $7. Tapos yung cigarette naman, one packet, isang kahon, $11 to $13. Personal tip ko lang, just be practical. Kung hindi naman siya essential, huwag nyo nang bilhin. Or kung merong sale, doon lang kayo bumili. Thanks for watching guys. If you're still here, make sure to subscribe and turn on that notification bell para meron kayong updates kapag nag-upload ako. Ayan, maraming salamat and see you again on my next video.